You were the greatest welterweight of all time. It's beautiful to see you back again. Congratulations on winning the UFC middleweight title.
Everybody here that came to support me and Michael, it's a great sport. Thank you. We'll make a living because of you guys.
Georges St-Pierre!
It's the precision, it's the timing, it's the placement. He did not have to wind that up. That is power from precision.
Like, I've been keeping this big secret. Like, that's what I come in here to do when I come into the cage. Like, that's how I should look every time.
Payton Talbott! Welcome to UFC Unfiltered.
Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier.
I'm made for a fucking podcast. That's dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it.
Welcome to another stellar edition of UFC Unfiltered. Great show today. The great Georges St-Pierre makes his return. It's been a couple years since he's been on.
I love George.
I do too.
I just spoke with him. I'm sorry. I know you're going to say, well, I like to keep them in suspense. I just talked. My voice shot. I was coaching all day. My wife competed. My kids, exciting stuff. I'll tell you about it later. Oh yeah. So me and George were talking about the Accolite. So anyway, go ahead. Go into who you talking about.
I was just going to say Payton Talbott at 9-0 after an extremely impressive 19-second win. That's after a 21-second win in the second round of his last fight. So, I mean, he really is, this guy is a really good fighter. And they were talking about him yesterday. They couldn't have spoken higher about him on the broadcast.
You don't get a cleaner. He's not southpaw, is he? I'm kind of trying to think.
I think he's a righty.
Yeah, you don't get a cleaner.
Actually, no, he switched. I'm looking at the things to switch stance. Yeah.
Did he not? Was it a right hand or a left that he threw it?
I thought it was a right.
Yeah, you don't get a cleaner right hand than that. It was right from the chin. Right from the chin. There was no pulling back. It was just such a turnover. It was the technique is really beautiful. And the accuracy, wow. And the confidence that's just he's booming from him. And dude, I like that you picked Alex Pereira by second round knockout. Oh, wait a minute. That was me. I picked that.
I know. I like to pick the opposite. I think it's more fun. I picked Prochazka. I thought he had a shot at getting it, but I mean, look, he said about his own performance that I either have to evolve or stop fighting. I'm not sure what he wants to do differently, other than obviously you don't want to get hit. But I mean, I still think he's a great fighter. I mean, Pereira's just, that switch kick was just fucking devastating.
That's all fine and dandy. But let's talk about me picking that and you picking shit. But listen to me.
My picks were not great.
Well, but how about that? You didn't even acknowledge that I picked it. You're just like,
no, I knew you picked it.
Now what's Jury gonna do? I love Jury. It's more important. Why is Jake texting us Jim, Matt? What? Why are you leaving us in suspense, producer? What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know.
One, Jim, Matt. I put your
our picks.
Oh, thank you. All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
I had Gary by second round stoppage. Okay. And you took Michael by decision. So I won that one because Ian Gary won by decision.
Yes.
I took Silva by decision. You took Chiazan by decision. But again, it was a doctor stoppage, but you still get it because I guess it's a TKO. And you took Dolidze. I took Anthony Smith. And you took Pereira and I took, so it was pretty much 2-2, except you picked the exact round. And I picked Smith. So I lost that one.
Well, listen,
did I lose 3? Hold on. I'm sorry, man. I lost 3. Shit. I only won 1. I'm an idiot.
It's not about us.
I know. But it's our
podcast. But I mean, but you know what I mean? My point is this. We're going to be talking to the great Georges St-Pierre.
Sure.
A couple of seconds. And
I also want to talk.
Go ahead.
I also want to talk to him about his fight with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I want to talk to him about the choreography of that fight.
What are you talking about?
They fought in.
Stop making up shit.
In a movie.
No, they didn't. What are you talking about?
Who did he fight in a movie? It was Van Damme, wasn't it?
Nah, man. He fought Chris Evans, Captain America. What do you think?
No.
Kyle?
No, I think
Could you please stop making up shit?
He mentioned that. He fought Van Damme. All right, you're making me doubt my go.
Where
I'm going
did
crazy.
he fight Van Damme?
Kickboxer Vengeance.
Oh shit! I smell straight to video like they said.
Well,
I'm sorry I missed that one. I saw him in Winter Soldier, but
you thought that I was wrong.
Well, listen to me. I'm upset that you're right. I didn't know he was in that, but listen, he was in he was in good stuff though. He was also, what else was he in recently?
The Acolyte.
No, he's in the waiting room. Get him in here now. Please.
Yeah.
And
this way, instead of 2 people, we can be many.
I'm starting off with that song. That's what I'm starting off with. Let's see how he likes
it. Hey guys, give me 2 minutes. I'm coming.
Okay,
all right, George, go ahead.
Get out of the gym and I'm coming. Okay.
All right,
sir.
We can compare abs after this.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
All right,
George. All right, he's getting. Listen, let him go rinse off.
I mean, like even now, he's retired. He's doing some movies. He's still every day in the gym.
He's in great shape.
He sure is.
Why do I make it? It's not about me. We're talking about
I know.
Show me your abs.
I'd rather not.
The power of 1. The power of 2. The power of many.
Oh, I love it.
That's Star Wars to you? Is that Star Wars to you?
No, not Star Wars or The Empire Strikes Back, but it's George Lucas's soul. It's take out the fat, ugly Darth Vader and put in the good-looking Christian Hayden or whatever his name was. It's the fucking Ewoks. It's Greedo shot first.
All right. Well,
he's a douche.
You're not a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, no, but I'm right, though. He's a douche. Rogue One was great, and the first 3 were great, except for the Ewoks. I mean,
the Battle of Endor. It's the Battle of Endor.
I don't know what that is.
Well, that is where the Ewoks live. All right, get your shit together, you little Jawa.
Mac, let me ask you.
First of all, I'm sorry. You're not a Jawa.
Before GSP comes in, what do you think about this talk of Pereira going up to heavyweight? I mean, that's a big jump.
I like it.
Yeah.
Who's he going to be fighting?
I mean, I think him against Cyril Gane would be an interesting fight. Does he get a shot at the title right away, though? Because
Cyril Gane.
Or him versus John Jones would be a very interesting match. I think John wins that fight.
No. John Jones will take him down. I mean, I feel John Jones will. John Jones got that X factor with the grappling, man.
Yep.
And he'll go to it. Now he's going.
So does Curtis Blades. That's another guy in the heavyweight division that I think could give him a hard time because Blades.
Yeah, man, put him versus Cyril Gane.
Yeah.
Give us all a show. You know what I mean?
But as a champion, if he wants to be a 3-division champion, then aren't you going to want to go right up and fight for the belt? Because if you're not going to fight for the belt, what are you doing? It's just a fight between you and Cyril Gane. You could be defending your belt at middleweight or here or just light heavyweight.
If anybody earned the right to go right for the belt, obviously it's him.
100%. But Stipe is waiting.
He's looking fantastic, man.
Yeah,
he's fantastic. Hands of stone, man.
He said there was something. He said he was watching Yuri warm up, and there was something he saw in the warm up which made him think that the head kick would be possible. So I don't know what he was. Maybe it was the way he was moving away from rights.
Right.
GSP is ready. Okay.
Get him back in here. Let's talk.
Yes.
George, how are you?
Yeah, very, very good. I'm just, man, believe it or not, because it's Canada Day today. So I went to train, and because it's Canada Day, nobody works. So everybody come to TriStar and they asked me for a picture and stuff. So I needed to get out of the parking lot, because even in my parking lot, in the parking lot of the gym, they were knocking at the door. So I'm just gonna find a spot where I can talk to you more privately.
George,
I'm so sorry. So sorry.
You know what I'm happy about? I'm happy that I don't got your level of fame. I like it. I got just enough where I look cool in front of my kids, but then it's not too much where I got to dive out of a parking lot. You know what I mean?
You know, I don't want to be an asshole. Tell the guy, hey, to F out. But I have to be nice with. But man, I need to. Sometimes they all come with the kids and stuff, so I cannot say no. I have to take picture and stuff. But it took me like 15 minutes. I'm gonna find a spot right now, and then I'm gonna be good to go. I'm so sorry, guys.
That's all right, no problem.
Listen, we're talking now. Well, while you drive, and I don't want you to crash, I want you to listen. I'm just gonna sing you a little song, Georgia. You just tell me what you think, and listen to this. The power.
I'm good now. I'm okay.
Oh wait, George, shit, man, you hear?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
Wait till you're ready.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
ready? Wait, don't crash. Wait until you're
I'm ready.
The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. What does that mean to you, George?
Oh God.
You like it?
The power of one. Well,
George, it's shit. That is from the Acolyte. I don't know if you've seen the Acolyte.
Yeah, they have this. They try to change Star Wars, and Matt and I were a huge fan of Star Wars, and we're kind of concerned about the fact that they're changing the lore of Star Wars, and we grew up with this stuff, and man, I just like the original better than the new ones.
Is this the furthest that they've gone away from the original? Like, because people have complained about a couple of the movies, but is this the furthest that they've strayed?
I think so. No, they go back further. It started with the sequel to trilogy, and now they try to eliminate the main character of Star Wars by replacing them by new heroes, and put like a political agenda, maybe of some sort of. I have to be careful what I say, because I don't want people to attack me. But man, I don't like that,
Yeah. Right.
Listen,
I watch a movie because I want to be distracted from the real world. I don't want to make me remind me what is the problem of the real world. I want to get away from the world. I want to go in a fantastic universe to magic universe, and that's not what they do now.
watch adventures and space adventures, and I got you, man. Good guy, bad guy. Let's go. All right. Let's get away from that. I don't want to. Yeah. It gets a little sticky. I'll be the asshole though. The Acolyte is hot dog shit. But anyway, let's get into something else. George, tell me about your protein supplements, man. Is that what's going on now? Is that what you're big into?
No, I always believe that animal organs are the most nutritious food in the world, especially when you got it from grass-fed and like well-raised cattle, and that's why I have a supplement line called Wire. It's liver and heart from grass-fed beef, top quality.
How does that taste? Liver. Oh, give me the liver bar, please. No,
are they pills?
Bro, I grew up on a farm, so I used to eat animal organs all the time. But I know that most people who live in an urban area, they're not big fan of it. So that's why we offer it in supplementation, because most people doesn't like to eat it. However, it's the most nutritious food in the world.
Could you eat it raw? Have you eaten stuff like that uncooked?
Yeah, I ate liver raw heart, and I even tried raw testicle. It was disgusting, but
I have too.
Yeah.
Now, is there any danger when you eat raw foods like that where you can get a worm or something that the animal might have wrong with it when it's just raw without being not in pill form?
Well, I'm not an expert in it, but from what I've read, the literature, when it's fresh and you know where the animal is from and it's fresh, the risks are very small. However, when you cook something, it kills the bacteria, but it also kills the good bacteria. So it's like a pro and cons thing,
Shit, man. At the Brazilian barbecue, the most I ever did with this is I ate the little chicken hearts. And it's like if somebody pulled Jimmy's heart out of his chest, like a little bird heart.
Yeah,
those are good. I ate those. Henzo got me into those. I don't know how I ate them, but I ate them.
Well, the way I like my liver, because I eat, especially liver, I eat that since I'm a kid. I like to put grill onion on the stool, and then you put the liver like the maximum heat, about a minute, one side a minute, the other side with the onion, and you eat it. It tastes delicious with salt. You had salt in it, and it has an acquired taste, sort of.
You know what I love?
Yeah.
I love venison, man. I love deer meat. I love Bambi. That shit's delicious. Yeah. That's my favorite.
Yeah, game. It's the best too.
My father-in-law, Serra, he makes it like a chicken cutlet. It is so it makes me feel powerful. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
And you eat.
Well, I remember when I went to Africa. I did a safari. I was eating crocodile, like zebra, and all kinds of different game meat. It's pretty crazy, like it's you don't know what you're eating, and then they tell you, oh, you just ate crocodile. You're like, oh God, it's weird.
How did zebra taste?
Well, it tastes a little bit, I would say, like horse, a little bit, and crocodile is a little bit like yeah, but it's not as good as horse. And crocodile tastes like a little bit like chicken, but not as good as chicken. Bull testicle. The tribe there, they believe that if they eat bull testicle, their testosterone will go up. I mean, that's what they believe. I don't know if it's a fact actually.
I hope it is. I hope it's a fact, because there's nothing worse than eating bull testicles and it doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah. I get my testosterone up by getting a shot in my ass every week. But that's the TRT. Hey, listen, man. I'm retired. Hey, George, listen. Let me show you something, George. Come on, George.
Oh my God.
Come on, George. Hey, listen, it's not your abs. Don't lift up your shit. No, don't embarrass me, you son of a bitch.
And he's sitting, Matt.
You're sitting and you're all oiled up too, you bastard. Thank you, George. Jimmy, make me feel better. Lift up your shirt.
I can't.
Okay.
I just came back from the south, so I was on the beach. So now I'm tan. I have an advantage on that.
That's you. That's excellent. George, what are you up to, man? Any more movies with you? Because I loved you in Winter Soldier. Because first of all, if you have to be in a Marvel movie, what a fucking movie. Winter Soldier is one of the best fucking movies. And Jimmy brought up about you in the kickboxing movie with Van Damme. Anything new on the horizon with that? Because, I see you as the next Channing Tatum. No, I'm only fucking around. I can see you in the next Expendables. No, tell me.
Well, there's a big project coming out at the end of the year. It's called La Cage, The Cage. It's a big production. It's a series of 6 episodes. It's related to MMA, and it's a little bit like Entourage, but for MMA. It's a fiction story, but they use real fighters in the series. I will be playing my home role. John Jones is there. Cyril Gann is there. There's a few other guys too. And it's coming out at the end of the year.
George, when you fought, when you did the Van Damme movie, I have a question for you. How hard is it to choreograph and pull back on punches? Because you guys are so used to really fighting and hitting, and there's impact. Is it difficult to do a choreographed fight where you have to miss or you have to pull a punch and look like you're hitting him?
Yeah, like when I did with Jean-Claude, he decide of his own choreography. So the choreography is not predetermined. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme who decided how to make it look good. So it was very easy because we were playing. It's sort of a play, like it's very playful, and we had a good time doing it. When I did Marvel, the Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and the series also on Disney on the Winter Soldier and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that choreography was predetermined before. And it was done mostly, not with the main actor, Chris Evans in Captain America, and Anthony Mackie as a Falcon. It was done with their stunt double because they cannot afford to hurt the main actor. Because imagine the main actor get hurt. Now they have to delay the shoot. It's a lot of money. And also the main actor is an actor. He's not necessarily a trained martial artist. So these guys who are doing the stunt for the actors are amazing. And even some of the stuff I couldn't do myself. Like there's a sequence when I fought Captain America, I'm doing like a double backflip on the concrete. I mean, I can do some sort of gymnastic move, but not at that level. So it was my stunt double who did it for me. But most of the stuff I did it myself. I would say 90 to 85%, but a lot of the big stunt was done with stunt double. And these guys are really the main hero. They're really the reason why the choreography in movies looks so good is because of these guys. And I'm in the opinion that they should have an award to promote these guys, because nobody know them. You know, they're like in the dark, but they're the reason why these movies look so good.
I like that Quentin Tarantino movie. I'm starting to like it more and more when I see it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's about and you got Brad Pitt, stuntman. It's interesting. You should watch that one, George.
I watch it. Yeah, I watch it.
But before I forget, that show you talked about that you filmed, that series, where could you stream that? Do you know where it's going to be streamed?
Yeah, it will be on Netflix platform all over the world. Oh, nice. Yeah, a big one. It's a big one.
Man, I'm looking forward to that.
And
go ahead, Jimmy.
Oh, sorry, Max. I wanted to ask.
My role in the movie. I mean, what I can say is I'm a little bit like Apollo Creed in Rocky. I'm gonna help the main character to train because he's from France, he's from Europe, and he's flying to Canada to seek, and he's seeking my help. So he's coming to Canada to train with me, and I train him. And then he go back and compete. So that's my main role, and it was a lot of fun to shoot it.
I'm very interested in these warrior supplements because the idea of eating raw meat, I can't do it. But the pills I could take. Are you supposed to eat these after a workout? Is that how that works, or should you take them in the morning? Like, I mean, I really am. I need to do something else because my energy is like really shit.
Well, the dosage is, they say, about 6 pills a day. So if you eat 3 times a day, you can take two, or you can take it all in the morning. It doesn't matter. It's a supplement. It's not going to make you Superman. And people, they always look for the magic pill. It is not a magic pill. It will help you to supplement yourself, to give you the maximum benefits in terms of nutrient. But it's not going to make you Superman if you don't train, if you don't have a clean lifestyle. It's not going to do any miracle. And there is no way, there is no magic pill in this world. Everything, it's done by sacrifice and hard work. And I know most people does not want to hear the truth, but it is the truth. And I know Matt, he's a very healthy guy. He can tell you the truth. He's a pro athlete. It is not sexy. You know, that like the truth is you need to work hard. You need to get out of your comfort zone, to do put the effort, put the hard work, and then you will have results. It doesn't come with a magic pill. Life doesn't work like that. Everything that you buy for free that is magic, you will pay for it later.
Well, there is one magic pill. There's only one, and it's blue. There is that is a magic pill. It's the only one.
I agree. But then after,
go ahead.
That's funny.
And you don't want to work out after you take it either. That's the last thing you want to do is roll jujitsu after you take one.
Better make sure it's a boxing class. Hey, George, do you have any protein bars or no?
I'm sorry.
You have protein bars? Do you sell protein bars or no?
No, I don't have protein bar. Another thing that I'm into, one of the company I'm with, it's base bar. I sell home fitness equipment. It's Base Block. It's I'm one of the consultants, and it's always in the optic of using your own body as resistance. So we use different apparel, the base bar, the base bench, the big bar, the B bars. So these are mostly gymnastic oriented, but we have other things coming out very soon that use the air as resistance. And I'm very excited. It will come out at the end of the year. So if you want to check it out, it's Base Block, the pro line. The pro line is my line.
And your MMA academy that's online, how does that work? Do you teach courses? Do you have different guys teaching courses? And how does that work?
So the way it works is after I retire, I wanted to try to give back my knowledge, in mixed martial art. But now I'm having a big sale because it's Canada birthday today, July 1st, and July 4th is US birthday. It's the Independence Day. So between today and July 4th, 11:59 p.m., we have a 50% sale if you use the promo code GSP50. So and soon I'm having a self-defense videos. So the video that I've been showing so far are mostly for people who practice mixed martial art. Mixed martial art is a sport that has a lot of fans, but not so many practitioners. I'm talking about worldwide. However, martial art as a core, as a self-defense, is something that doesn't have a lot of, I would say, fans because it's not really a sport, but there's a lot of practitioners. So my next instructional that will come out in the next few weeks will be about self-defense, self-defense for women in the street, self-defense for people, the kids who are bullied in school, and self-defense also for, I would say, security guard that want to control someone in a real life situation. So in these three different optics, one is for survival, for street self-defense. Let's say you're a woman or a kid, you get attacked in the street who's afraid for his life to really hurt someone. And then another one is the optic of a kid who's bullied at school. He doesn't want to kill the guy, but he want to get out of trouble. And the other one is for a security guard. Security guard, you don't want to hurt the guy, but you want to control him. So in these three different scenarios, I'm showing different techniques that could help people in their field of work and different situation of life.
Jimmy, if you had these tapes as a child, you never would have seen the inside of a fucking locker. Do you understand that?
But if I didn't get bullied, I wouldn't be funny. So it kind of worked out. Like being afraid all the time, I did get something good out of it. But you're right about, like, I mean, I'm a white belt, but I take jiu-jitsu, like sometimes my instructor will show me, hey, this is what you would do if you cared about points in a tournament, but this is what you do if you're actually fighting, like, you know, in a real life situation. Because there are certain differences as to your goals when you're trying to just win into a tournament and trying to get points, and when you're actually trying to get somebody and prevent them from hurting you in a parking lot. So yeah, I think the idea of it being a self-defense, it's a really good distinction to make. And I think, I mean, a lot of people really need to take that. I mean, I know I feel a lot better in the last, I guess, year since I've been doing it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like eye gouges, you know, there's a lot of things that small joint manipulation, like breaking fingers, stuff like that, that works really well and for a street fight situation, but that you're not allowed to do in mixed martial art. Headbutt, that's another one. Just think, Matt, guys, you remember Mark the Hammer Coleman? He used to put someone down, control the inside, and use his head. That's why we call him the Hammer. Boom. And once you take that rules out, you take maybe 25% of his game. You know, that's what made him champion. You know what I mean? So you change the rule, you change the game. But in the street, there's no rules.
And one thing I teach my students all the time is proper framework. They don't mind being cheek to cheek and working their grappling. In a real fight, somebody's in your guard, they're holding. You have to know how to make a frame because of the biting. It's easy to take an ear or a nose off. And you're thinking you're just grappling. Next thing you know, a guy's pulling a vampire on you. You got to know that proper framework. So I go over that shit a lot because I know how easy it is to take a fucking something off.
I saw a video online that happened, I think, a few years ago, Matt. I think it was you were in a restaurant and someone did something and you had to control him and you were very nice to him. So you can use jiu-jitsu to really kill someone or hurt him very bad, or you can use it to control him, control a person, and you did it beautifully. That was a beautiful showcase of that.
Thank you, George. My family was with me that night, and that's the perfect fight, the perfect situation. I point to people that are thinking about doing jiu-jitsu. I don't point out any of my fights, especially our second fight. I don't show them that. I show them, I tell them to watch that because I go, look, this guy started with me in front of my wife and kids, and I don't look like a pussy. So if I didn't know jiu-jitsu, what would happen? You know, instead, nobody got hurt, gave him a lesson. My kids saw the power, the world saw the power of jiu-jitsu. It's like the Force. Anyway. And also it's even worse because it was sort of an humiliation for the guy
if you would have knocked him out, take them out, knock him out, yeah, he's out. But then the way you control him, it's much more humiliating for an aggressor to be controlled like that in front of everyone than to be knocked out, I would say.
And what's funny, George, is like to us, it's really not a big deal at all because it's a drunk white belt. But to the average person, it's like, oh man, that guy's big and you're just playing with him. But to us, it's not a big deal because we're used to controlling people who know how to fight. So to the average person, it does look wild. It does look cool,
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I was about to do a Joe Schilling on him. I like Joe Schilling.
Oh, that was the guy. He had that in that bar. He was walking out, and the guy started with him. Yeah.
Joe Schilling had the one where the guy was being a douchebag, and he bumped him, and Joe knocked him out with a right left. That was brutal. God. That was the other side of the martial arts. You could go to the light side or the dark side with it.
Yeah, exactly. But there's depending the situation. Sometimes you don't know the guy is with friends. He might have a weapon. Like there's times that you can control the guy. There's time that you need to get in and get out as fast as possible.
Do you run into anything like that in your life? I mean, you're so well loved, but when you're famous for fighting or for being an athlete, there's always some idiot that wants to test a guy. Have you encountered any of that, or do people pretty much treat you well?
Well, the last time it happened, it was in France. No, actually, the last time it happened, it was in Los Angeles many years ago, and it was someone. I was in a nightclub, and someone said something to me, and he was angry at me. So he came to me very close, face to face, and what he did, I headbutt him, boom, and I grabbed him before he hit the canvas, and I put him on the stool of the toilet, and I woke him up. I said, "Hey man, are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm okay," and I let him there, and I left the place because I didn't know if he was with friends, and I didn't want to get in trouble, but it happened very quickly.
A quick headbutt. Yeah, but headbutt scares me because I don't know if I would do it right. I'm afraid I would knock myself out. I don't know exactly where to hit. Yeah,
you have to hit depending the situation. The guy was taller than me, so it was a perfect height. And I used the part of my forehead to hit his nose here. And in the same time, it stunned him and it blinds him at the same time. So boom, I went like this. I grabbed the back of his head, and I was in the bathroom. So I opened the door of the toilet and I sit him on the stool. And then he came back to himself, and he was bloody. And I said, "You okay? You okay?" And then I left the scene, and I don't know what happened.
It'd be great if the fucking thing was occupied and you put him on top of somebody.
And so
you put somebody on top. What the fuck is this? Anyway, George, that's awesome.
They told us you had a 15-minute window. Matt, was there something you wanted to ask? I feel like I didn't want to keep George.
I don't want to keep him. If there's anything else he wants to promote, I love talking to George. We'll be talking more. What else you want to promote, George?
Bro, I'm all good. I wanted to come and have a chat with you guys. I always like to have a chat with especially guys that I'm friend with and that I compete against. And Matt and I, we share a bond together, and now we're friends for life, and always a good time talking to you guys.
Thank you, George. Are you still doing the karate combat thing or no?
Yeah, the next one is in Abu Dhabi. It's really taking off. It's very popular, and it's a lot of fun for me because I'm coming from a karate background, and what sucks about karate is that every karate style pull I would say, like, pull the cover on their side. My style is better, my side, and I believe karate would be stronger if they all unify under one rules, because karate is a very efficient style of fighting. It really works, but because it was divided for so many years, it lost its efficiency and it's sort of its aura. It was very popular in the 70s, in the 80s, but it sort of lost its shine, and now I think it's coming back with karate combat.
That's great, man. I love Bass Rutten also. I know he's a part of that. That's great, man. George, hey, thank you, bro. Thank you, man, and we'll talk again soon.
Yes, thank you, George. We're going to promote Warrior Supplements. Base Blocks is your line of training equipment. Of course, your MMA Academy online. I guess at your website, they can find that if they want to take classes there.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Thanks, George.
Yeah,
Take
George.
care.
My man.
The great GSP. He's great. And you know what, Matt? I was thinking as he was talking, and just because they told us he had a hard 15-minute out, I didn't want to keep him if he had other interviews. But the fact that he is transferred into such a spokesperson for MMA and he's doing all this stuff, that's got to make retirement easier. Like you do this show, you go around with Dana, you have your academy, you're cornering fighters. It's like an easier or gentler transition out of doing it.
Well, it's fun. Listen, people ask if I miss it. I don't. I mean, if I ever miss it, I'll watch an old fight. I'll think about an old fight, and I'll have a song on and make me happy. But I get the chills, But
yeah.
Cornering some of my young guys, I love that, and also the circle of life over the weekend. I know soon we're getting Payton in here, right?
Is he? I don't think he's in the waiting room yet. I have not gotten. Oh, we do have Payton Talbott. Sorry, I didn't see that. 231.
Let's get him in, and then we'll talk about me cornering.
Yeah, I didn't even see that he was in the waiting room.
Let's get him in here. This young man is the future.
He really is. He's how old is he? 25 years old. Really young guy. He's skateboard. I want to ask him if he's a good. I don't know if he's a good skateboarder or does he just love it. Hey, Payton.
Hey, guys.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yo, congrats.
Very good.
Congrats, bro. Congrats, man. Awesome.
Thank you.
Listen, I know I'm getting hyped up and you already got a lot of congrats going at you. But, dude, man, you can't be more spot on. There might be clean right hands out there, but it doesn't get cleaner than that. Right from the chin, turning it over, finding his chin. But he did not know where he was. I don't know, man. I'm just so impressed, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I love the enthusiasm.
Hey, man.
How good does it feel to be out of the fight? And you called out Adrian Yanez, which was a great call out. But how good does it feel like just to know that you didn't really take any shots, you're ready to go again if they need you? When do you think you could be ready to go?
It feels good. I'm just like thankful that I'm able to get back to training right away. That's what I'm most, focused on. I told them that I'd like to get back in towards the end of the year against Adrian because I think he's booked with somebody soon, and I'm cool with waiting. I've been pretty active, even before I got in the UFC. And if I do get one more in before the end of the year, that would be 4 fights this year, which is a lot. So
yeah,
I'm gonna think about that, and we'll see.
And you skateboard a lot. Oh, sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it doesn't suck to get that 50 grand bonus again, man.
No.
Jesus, that's great, dude.
It's always a nice pat on the back.
And people are gonna say, "Oh man, you get that much and for that much work, dude." They don't see the too much you put into it. How far out do you start your camp?
As soon as I get I'm always in camp like all year. Like I'm gonna be in the gym again tonight. So, I think I started training, going pretty hard. Like I think it was like 8 weeks.
Yeah, that's what the people. So the people at home don't watch. They're like, "Yo, man, money for like a minute work. I mean, a 5-second work, but it's a lot of work that gets into it. It's a little different when you don't have a camp, though. It's a little bit more relaxed, no?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, my camp is usually pretty relaxed. It's not a stressful thing. It's like I feel like I'm in camp all year, so not much changes.
And I was going to say about skateboarding, because I'm always fascinated with guys who fight, who do other things where you could really get, and look, you can get hurt crossing the street, but is there a period before you're fighting when you won't skateboard just in case you fall or in case you have to brace yourself and you break your wrist, or do you skateboard up until 10 minutes before the fight?
Yeah, so for this fight, I stopped like 2 weeks before, but you probably realistically should more. It's just been so nice out and summer's coming on and I just like could not stop. And I got to meet with Tony Hawk, so I'm not going to not skate that day,
Sure. Are you good? Like, I mean, I know that there's levels. Is it a hobby of yours or is it something that you actually like really could be competitive at?
No, I couldn't be competitive at it. I'm really good in a bowl and on the ramps, but flat ground and like flipping the board is pretty difficult for me.
Now, fighting is such a rush, man. It's such a feeling of feels so glorious in there. Out of all these activities, I'm reading here skateboarding, snowboarding, surfing, rollerblading, dirt bike riding. Which is the most that gives you the biggest? Nothing compares to fighting. We all know that. But what gives you the biggest thrill?
Probably, I mean, fighting does for sure. If I had to pick one outside of that, I'd say cliff jumping. That is,
Wow.
you don't get much closer to that. So,
Now,
Do
tell me, wait, cliff jumping. Now, how high up do you jump from that?
I think the tallest I ever did was 64 feet.
All right, yeah, that's like a 6.5 story building, and you're just kind of diving into the ocean.
Yeah, well, and often we're just like flipping, but yeah.
Jimmy, I'm sorry, only because it's
That's
on
good.
this. We did an episode of, I do a show called Dana White Looking for a Fight, and we do activities. We were in Hawaii. Dana's not gonna like. He'll probably cut this out of the episode. We went up to the top of the mountain of the mountain, like a little mountain. We had to jump in. Dean Thomas did it. He didn't know how to swim. That's how much balls he has. Dana was up there for like fucking 4 hours. He had to walk. He did the walk of shame. It was great. We
I
were
actually heard about that. I heard
oh
about
it,
that.
oh I hate to bring it up again, but yes, it was great to break his balls. But but anyway, I had to bring that up because
How high were you? How high were you, Matt?
I have no idea. I guess it's on the episode. When I was up there, it looked pretty high. It was high enough where Dana was like, "Hey, man." And Dana, listen, Dana's got balls. He jumped on a ball, a little ball, so he's got balls. But people got that height thing is a weird one, man. Right,
Yeah.
right. It's different when you're looking from down. When you're up there, Payton,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the longer you're up there, the higher it gets.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, it's true.
Are you
I
afraid of heights, Peyton? Did you do that because you're afraid of heights, or does it not bother you?
Yeah, I used to be really scared of heights. And I worked my way up to the 64 feet. Like, I started on a lot smaller, but I just fell in love with that feeling while you're falling of like you're supposed to die when you're falling from that height. So it's kind of like a steal that we get to jump from that high up and survive because of a body of water. So being that close to death is a very cool thing to feel.
Did
Did
you
you
ever see
ever
there's a
play
video? Oh, sorry, Matt. There's a video of a guy who does like a high dive championship, and I want to say he's like 170 feet in the air. Have you ever seen that? Where he's on a little fucking pole, and it's like Wide World of Sports from the early '80s, and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do heights at all. It's almost paralyzing.
Yeah, a little too high for me. That's crazy.
Man, I'm a short guy too. All right. So hey, so what you got going on now, man? Now you're gonna wait and just see what we got? You're just gonna stay in the gym, stay busy. The week after, do you indulge in any bad food or no?
I indulge in bad food like up until 3 weeks before my fight. Like the week before my fight, I got In-N-Out Burger. So I love, I just love food.
Oh,
So
hey man, some guys at work, especially listen, you're 25 also.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
That's you said it the last time you were on. Remind me about that tattoo that's in the center of your chest.
Oh yeah,
The-
that's just it's a hole.
yeah, you said that before. Now, does it have a meaning? The whole?
Yeah, it's just it's an endless void in the center of my chest that I've always felt. And yeah, I don't know. It's just a endless void.
Is it
That's a
kind of
that's
like
the kind of inside
depression? Is it depression, or is it like some kind of an addiction statement, like about like the hole that's unfillable? Like, did it have any particular meaning like that, or have you always just kind of felt like this weird emptiness?
Yeah, I think I've just always felt this weird emptiness. It's not depression or anything. It's just a void in my life that I felt like has always been there. And yeah, it's just something that we all desire to fill. I think everybody has them in their own ways, but mine is just a little bit more apparent.
Fighting. Do you feel that helps fill that void?
Yeah, it helps fill aspects, but the thing about a void is it's unfillable. So it's very it's one of those things that really fills my cup though. Like fighting does a lot for me psychologically.
The
Like after a
training off.
knockout, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that too.
I
But
mean I wanted more out of that fight. Like I felt like I kind of got gypped. I don't feel like I really got yeah, I get to fight like 3 times a year, 4 times maybe, optimistically, and those are my times to really test myself and like enjoy being in danger and everything that comes with the fight, all the thrills, all of the um euphoria, and I didn't really get that in that knockout. It was really cool. It was an awesome statement, a moment in history, but it didn't satisfy me.
Yeah.
I got you. I think it was very unsatisfying for your opponent as well. I guess he's probably not feeling great either right now with that. But listen, it's a nice problem to have,
I could only
Especially,
imagine. Yeah.
yeah. Nah, hey, listen, it's a feeling you haven't felt yet, and listen, man, I mean, to be undefeated in this game, there's so many ways to win and lose, and to make it look easy where you're winning, that's something to be said, kid. I mean, we're just all impressed.
Thank
Jimmy,
you.
what else?
Oh, you like the new gloves too. I saw you talking about testing out the new gloves. What is the feel? I know that there's no seam on them, and there's a few things that are physically different, but what is the difference in the feel when you're wearing them?
Man, they're so light. I saw some flack online about people talking about how there hasn't been as many knockouts lately, and that I don't know if the new gloves are good because we're not getting as many TKOs. And I just think that there haven't been that great of fights lately, and I don't think people are showing up trying to put each other away as much as they have been lately. But those gloves are so small. I put them on with the hand wraps on, and I was like, it feels like there's nothing on my hand. Like this
Oh,
is
so you like them better?
Oh, I love them. And the
I
thing
like
about them is like they say that the weight is lighter total than the last gloves, but most of the weight is in the wrist wrap. So there's got to be close to like maybe 2 ounces on over your knuckles. Like it's pretty non-existent.
listen, everybody's always negative. You know what I mean? I like that. I like that you like them, And then let
Yeah.
me ask you, we briefly talked about it. That's a big thing, getting hang out with Tony Hawk. How'd that even come about?
Oh, he actually initiated it. He hit up the UFC and he wanted me to meet his kids who I have mutual friends with, and he wanted to do some kind of media piece before 303. And so they're like, "Why don't we just fly him out to your warehouse and you guys can skate on your property?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm down to skate. I don't care how close it is to the fight."
So you just
Oh,
did it.
come on.
Had you met him before?
No, never. Just seen video.
What makes him
pictures of
so great? Like I know I don't know much about skateboarding, and I know he's like the top. What is it about him? Is it that he's so much better than everybody, or is it that he's better and also kind of an inventor of things and was ahead of what is it that people love so much about Tony as a skateboarder?
I think it was, yeah, that was just better and he was an inventor. Kind of like Shaun White with his whatever that like McTwist move was. Like Tony had so many moves that he like kind of pioneered, and he just was so consistent. Like I didn't watch a ton of him, but he wasn't a guy that was just like had this one big moment. He had many moments where he was able to do something very consistently.
Well, Payton, look, you're a really, really exciting young fighter. Congratulations. I mean, I know you wanted a little more out of it, but you didn't get hurt, and it was a quick, really impressive knockout. And you know what? All that does is raise awareness, and it's going to be much more likely to get you a fight because it's exciting. And there were not too many, a lot of decisions on that card, so your fight really stands out. And congratulations, man. You're fun to watch, and you're a great fighter, and I cannot wait to see. I hope you get Adrian Yanez next. I would love to see that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you again, Payton Talbott. Thank you so much.
Take care, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
Have a good day. That's the future right there.
Yeah, honestly, it is.
Yeah, man. He's got a lot of zen about him.
Yeah, some people just have a calm. I'm not a calm guy, Matt. I blink a lot. I have a weird energy.
Like a ton. But you're doing jiu-jitsu, though. That makes me happy. So, Jimmy,
Yes.
let me tell you quick. Let's do a quick brief of the.
I have good. I have good side control.
Do you really?
I have a good pin. Yeah.
Let me tell you, Jimmy. I'll tell you when my voice is gone, but I'm going to tell you about that. But really quick, let's just do a quick recap. I like to give respect to, Alex Pereira, you can't say enough about. Cannot say enough. I'm sure we'll see Yuri back. It's tough after a loss like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really quick, though, Jillian Robinson is just so awesome. I mean, her jiu-jitsu is awesome. I love the control she made, and karate hottie, Michelle Waterson.
Yeah.
If that's her last fight, I believe it was. I'm not sure if she retired.
Yeah, she said she retired. Yeah.
Well, good, because she didn't. There's nothing else to prove. She had a fantastic career, and she's fantastic. But I cannot say enough about Jillian Robinson. I thought that was a great, great fight. Joe Pyfer, who was on the show last week. I mean, listen, dude. I mean, he's back like he never left. All right.
Yeah.
He's looking phenomenal. Also, Gene Silva from the Fighting Nerds, who beat Charles Jourdain.
Jourdain, yeah.
Gene Silva was entertaining. He got emotional on the mic. I want to keep your eye out for him. Andre Feely versus Cub Swanson.
Great fight. Great fight.
Good fight. Props to both guys, and props to Andre Feely. What am I missing? Let's go back
Ian
to
Gary against Michael Page. Very, very interesting fight. I mean, really smart. Take him down, control him. Michael Page has good defense, but Ian Gary's very aggressive, and I thought it was really a really entertaining fight. I like to see how a guy like Michael Page, who I still want to see him fight Wonder Boy, that's a fight I would really love to see.
Yeah, that might be just a karate fight. I started thinking twice about that one. I just want to see Michael. I'm a fan of Michael Venom Page. I want to see him back again.
Yeah.
And Ian Gary's talking big, and he's walking big. It's not like he's not delivering. He's talking a lot of stuff, and he's backing it up every time he fights. So props to Ian Gary.
You know who we have to praise, Matt? Day of fight, Dan Ige. They talked a lot about that Diego Lopez fight and how he got the call that day. And Lopez was supposed to fight, I think, at 145, and then he hydrated 155 that said you're going to fight at, and then it was 165 was the catch weight. It was a crazy fucking day for both of those guys. And Ige just came on came off, basically he had been training, I think, to fight at the end of July. I think he had a co-main at the end of July. And I thought won that third round really decisively. Lost the first two, but close. And just props to Dan Ige for coming up. Great fight.
Also, yes, very much respect for Dan Ige. Not a lot of guys could do that and have a performance like that. But also props to Diego Lopez because, hey, man, a change of opponents, changing weights. He was down the whole time. Different style than he was going to be fighting with Brian Ortega. So, man, talk about, having to be down, just being game. So, and also Roman
Dolidze against Anthony Smith, yeah.
Yes, that was great. And that was, listen, man, that was impressive. I mean, Anthony, I don't know, he looked a little flat, to be honest.
A little flat, yeah, he did. I mean, it happens. Again, he's 30, only 35, and Dolidze is 35. So yeah, it wasn't the age. I thought maybe it was the age thing. By the way, that nasty cut Bueno Silva took. Did you see that gash on her right over? I guess they had to stop it, I guess, because it's going to leak right into the eye.
It was very deep, but you have to give Silva, like, she had a great first round. You have to give it to Macy. That second round came out, she put her down. That cut didn't happen by itself. That was a slicing.
That's right. Yeah.
Props to her because she made the corrections between rounds. She came out like a bat out of hell after losing the first round. So you got to give credit where credit is due.
Yes.
Let me tell you. So over the weekend, I was in the Bronx at Fordham University with my family. Young Tommy, one of my competitors, he blue belts. He won gi and no gi. My wife, Serra, won a gold medal. Had a nice match.
Nice.
Best 2 out of 3 with this sweet girl and her instructor. I know the guy too. Nice guy.
That's awesome.
They had very, very technical matches. The girl was strong, and my wife got the gold. And my youngest daughter, Sophia, who's 11. And listen, well, like I always say this to the kids that are competing, and to everybody, it's not so much about the medals. It's about you competing with yourself. My Sophia, when she first came to jiu-jitsu, was like a bird that fell out of a nest. She'd get pushed down. She was timid. Now she's in there competing. She went in there. She lost twice, but she was in there. And for her, it's just okay. Okay, so Jimmy, you're a prick.
I'm not saying it. No,
you give me weird looks.
No, I know you're very, very emotional about your daughters and your wife, and I think that's that's probably your best quality of all the Matt Serra qualities. That's your best quality.
Thank you. So I'm very happy that she was in there. So it's very big, that she was in there, and I'm very proud of her. And then my oldest, she's never lost before, right? There was nobody in her division, so she went up. And there was nobody in her division, so she went up to the it was like 160 and up. So it was she was going versus girls like 20, 30 pounds heavier. She did phenomenal. She ended up losing on an advantage the first time ever. She beat the girl once. She was best 2 out of 3. The girl's huge. And the girl's good, nice, sweet girl. So the girl beat her by like an advantage because she got a dummy sweep but didn't get on top. And it was one of those. So then she had to face her again. So what was very nice about this is it's all great when you're winning, but how are you going to deal with your first loss? Okay.
Yeah.
By her losing, and then, all right, now I got to face that same girl again. I seen, she's only 15 years old, very mature for her age. But I seen her, okay, how do I approach this? How do I, and I talked to her. I kept her in there. She was like, okay, I got this. And she went out there. She beat her the next match. And then in the no-gi match, you'll see on my Instagram, you can watch her doing a Kimura pass passing half guard with Kimura into the finish. So beautiful. And to show that she can come back from a loss and win was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, honestly, after a loss, it's always amazing me, even with professional fighters. What do you do after a loss? How do you handle it? Again, you mentioned Joe Pyfer. He comes back and knocks someone out. And it's impressive when someone loses, then comes back and goes, all right, well, fuck it, just collect yourself. And you come back and you fight the next fight. So, yeah, congratulations to the Serras. That's awesome.
Why did you text me that I'm looking like a sissy? Stop, Jimmy. You're a bully. Don't be picking on me, Jimmy.
Oh, for crying?
Yes. I didn't cry. What?
Well, a little. No, a mist. There was a light mist.
You're a prick, Jimmy. Jimmy, I love you, buddy. All right.
I love you too. There was a light mist.
There was dusty in here.
Listen
to me. Hey, you're a prick, Jimmy.
What?
Jimmy, what do you want to promote?
Let's see. I'm not going to be at the Fat Black this Wednesday because of it's the holidays. Go to jimnorton.com if you want to see me. I'm going to be in Montana. I'm going to be in Tempe. I'm going to be in Chicago. Chicago is canceled. There was a little death in the family. We have a funeral to go to, so that will be rescheduled for December, but July 12th in Chicago has been canceled. So apologies to the people who bought tickets, but we will honor those tickets, obviously. And let's just go to my site. I got a bunch of dates. I'm on tour.
Dude, now you made me want some deep dish pizza, bro. Chicago. People shit on it. I don't listen. It's different. It's different.
And there's a nice article about my wife and I in the LA Times. And on my Twitter, you can see the and there's also a link to it there. But thank you to the LA Times. That was really nice to get a very positive article. So thanks,
Jimmy. That's very nice, Jimmy. I like that you get positive articles.
And happy,
Jimmy, can I also tell you that this and tell the UFC Unfiltered audience that this Wednesday we'll be taking off because in honor of the 4th of July.
4th of July. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
I feel bad for the fans out there. They like talking to us. We had everything this episode. We laughed, we cried. Right. I showed my abs to George.
Sure.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. You guys, you're just very lovable.
Thank you, Jimmy. You're lovable too. I'm not going to talk to you next week, but don't be surprised if you get a FaceTime before then.
Anytime, I'm here and we'll chat. If we miss each other, we'll talk next Monday.
It's all right. So I'll see you next Monday. Goodbye, everybody. Have a nice fall.
Thank you. Goodbye, Matt.
Later.